There's a new feature on TikTok that lets me look at exactly what my followers are searching for. One of the most popular searches right now is how to use a bidet. I don't know why, people want to know. But first, you gotta have a bidet. So I got one, let's put it in real quick and I'll show you how to use it.
First thing we're gonna do is go ahead and shut off the water because you don't wanna flood.
Go ahead and flush the toilet. You wanna make sure you don't hear more water coming into the toilet. Normally it would be like, shh. If you hear that, that means your valve's not holding. And my goodness, this stuff looks old. Be sure to follow my channel. I'll do a separate video changing this stuff. Now, because the bidet will use water, we're gonna need to add in this little T valve so we can put some water to wash your bum. And if you have a metal hose like this, it's gonna be easier just to change it to a flexible one. So we're gonna remove that metal hose and get this installed. You can put a paper towel or a rag underneath and just remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty.
So when you get that popped off, you'll need to just loosen the top nut here.
Get that out of the way. And because this thing is cracked, and I actually have one, I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. Basically, this thing just sits here and you tighten this gasket up.
Just as you loosen it up, drain out the water and catch it into something.
Make sure you put the gasket on, and this is just gonna go right in the hole where the old one came out. And you can unscrew this bottom piece and try to match the height of the old one.
And this nut on the bottom here should be just about hand tight.
And now there's a black hose that gets connected on two ends here. One goes into the overflow tube and one goes into the fill valve.
Now we're gonna install the T for the bidet here. All you do is just screw it into the bottom of the fill valve. We'll take our toilet hose and go ahead and thread that onto our supply valve here. The other end's gonna go onto the bottom of the T. And this is a pretty cool hose because this hose, we actually tighten it and we'll hear a click when we're done. And that's how we know we are fully tightened. Now, because this bidet is gonna slide in between the toilet seat here, we will need to close the toilet seats and we're gonna have to remove these screws, which already popped the little tabs. We're just gonna loosen them up just enough to slide that thing in there. All right, I've got it slid in place and you can see it's resting under the toilet seat now. You just use your screwdriver and tighten them down. This is also the other end of the toilet seat bolt. Sometimes you need to hold that to make sure it stays in place. But we still don't have water yet. That's what this last hose is for. We're gonna attach one side over here to the T valve. You just screw this on, again, righty-tighty, super easy. The other side is gonna go right onto the bidet control itself. And if it even comes with a little tool here to help you get a grip so that you can tighten this enough. And it's double-sided so you can do both sides with it. Doesn't have to be too tight. Make sure your bidet is off before you turn the water back on, otherwise you'll get sprayed. Turn the water on nice and slowly and check for leaks.
Now when the toilet's filling, it should stop well before the top of this overflow. That way you don't constantly keep water running. And remember to follow my channel, I'll show you how to change that flapper if your toilet is running all the time. Now for the slightly uncomfortable topic, how to actually use it. When I'm sitting on the toilet and when I'm done, I'm gonna be wiping first. Otherwise when you spray, it'll kind of just splash a lot. I just do one little pre-wipe. Now, if you're a woman, you will set it to feminine to do your front, or you'll leave it in wash for your back. And this is your volume control right here. So this is how much water is going to be sprayed. This thing, I don't know how they do it, but it always hits the right spot. And don't worry, it is cold water, but it really doesn't feel bad. It actually feels really good. And that's just at low pressure. You can increase the pressure as much as you want. Sometimes you may have to move a little bit back and forth to get it in the right spot. After you're done, you wipe again because you don't want soggy underwear when you're done. So I wipe first, then I spray, then I wipe again, then I flush. This is a super easy DIY. You can do this. And if you want one for yourself, there'll be one right here. You can get it right on the TikTok shop, or comment bidet if you want me to send you a link. The other thing you can do is put it in nozzle clean when you're done, and it'll just kind of spray water so that you clean the nozzle and keep it nice and tidy. I hope this answers some questions for y'all. Thanks for watching. And if you live in a home, be sure to hit the follow button for daily repairs and tips.